because we don't have a brake bleeder kit, I got a full one here. I just bought a barn find Ford Escort MK3, which is going to be resurrected and put it back on a road. And I can't do this on my own to fixing cars because you viewers really enjoyed my journey with somebody. So stick with me and see who's coming to this show. So ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together because Mr. Grumpy is here.
Just for you all.
Because he enjoyed so much his happiness in our program.
Travel to Hungary, come and see the beautiful weather and fix cars.
Exactly, because if you follow my journey with this car on my other channel, I done the barn find, was part of for 31 years in a Budapest garage. Was belonged to a guy who was working in England and they just left it there, so I bought it. And if you follow the journey with the barn find, I'm gonna leave you a link in the description, just have a look at it. Let's begin with this car, and the journey is gonna be, we're fixing brakes,
Oil change,
bit filters.
Filters, bit of a check over, and hopefully take it for a spin.
Yes, the Cambat kit is not arrived yet.
No, it's a bit of a bummer, but...
Yeah, unfortunately, but Mr. Happy is here for a day to film, so...
Yeah, so...
It is what it is.
See how we get on.
Yeah, exactly, so we're going to start now.
Well, we'll have a quick walk round, see what's what. You'll probably notice that it is filthy. Could do with a nice, good detail, but that's one of them. Look, my hands are nice and clean, and look at the state of this.
Yes, it's very dirty. It's actually still a barn find, so it's nothing really been changed. So if you watch the program, I put a new fuel filter in there, and I checked the plugs. It's still the Motorcraft plugs in there.
Yeah, we've got a leak on the radiator.
Yeah, so
but that's a job for another day. The car's how old? 30 something odd years old, and trying to get
41 actually.
41 years old.
Yeah.
Trying to get parts for old cars. Most are either been restored or they've ended up in the scrapyard. So trying to find new parts for this kind of stuff's not the easiest.
It's going to take a bit more time, but I already managed to purchase the brakes, thermostat, brake lines, master cylinder, brake cylinder, so basically a whole lot to see what's what really, because obviously done the pre-work. The radiator was a bit of a problem. I've not found any radiators for the 1.3 engine yet because they're 600 wide, and everything I found online at the moment, unless if they aluminium racing radiators, it's 500 wide, so that's a job for another day really.
Quick walk around the rest of it. Tyres have had it, they're all flat. New set of tyres and rims to go on, but as I say, this is quite a clean car. There's no dents or marks or anything in it. A couple of little kind of, but it's all stuff that can polish out. That
was just showing to the viewers. This bit was when we're getting out the garage, so you can probably see that. But it's just been scraped on because all the brakes was seized on, so I have to drag it out because there's no room to get the car out, so that was a bit of a problem. But only that side, because the brake seized on the right hand side, far as I remember, was seized on. Right. And I have to left hand side was seized on. I have to unseize it. Took about a week to spray it, unseize it, spray it, unseize it. So
that'd be nice when we've got to change these brakes later then.
Yeah.
So yeah, everything else, and then if you have a look in interior wise as well.
The interior is obviously a bit manky, but it's mint. Yeah. So it's no cracks, nothing. It's been saved, it's been parked. If you see the inside of the car, obviously it's dirt in there, but still the factory radio in there, and all the dashboard is uncracked. And it say 50,000 kilometers, so it's either 50, 150, because the car is not being used more than...
But it doesn't look like it's been used really.
No, the car has been parked up since 1993. So it's used for 10 years. Also a bit of a backstory. The car came from Belgium. So the car registered in the UK in 1985. So it's an 83 car, but it's registered in 85 in the UK because they used the car for business trips traveling across Europe. So that's a bit of a interesting backstory, I think.
And for a car that's been supposed to be traveling around, hasn't done much mileage.
No.
But then old cars were never built for doing long distances, nothing like they are today.
Exactly.
So yeah, I think let's get on with it, and before the sun comes out too much.
25 degrees today. So what's first?
First, I think we'll do the brakes first. We'll get the cylinder off. We'll get the front pads in.
Let's see what's what.
Hoses, and then we'll tackle the back.
Excellent. Let's begin. So we're going to check the brakes. Obviously, start with the brake fluid is the first thing. So let's turn the camera around.
Right, so we'll get this master cylinder off first, because and get the brake fluid out of it, and then
oh dear. that's that's quite interesting. You reckon the brake fluid had it, mate?
I think it has.
I've never seen anything like it. It's like a sludge. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, sorry. Look at that. I've never seen anything like it. Bloody hell.
So there's like one reason why you should service your car. I know you look at the mileage and think, oh, it'd be all right, but
that's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like it, mate. Bloody hell. Look at that. You see that, guys? Just please comment on this, how often you're doing your service, because this is ridiculous.
Yeah, nice.
Okay.
That's a good start, isn't it?
That's a good start. Yes, at least the car starts.
Yeah.
At the moment.
At the moment. You jack it up and I'll start taking this master cylinder off and
excellent.
Try and start cleaning it. Right, so now I've got the master cylinder off, and to be honest, it was really relatively easy for something that's been sat for so long. And usually, even new cars, you can't get these unions out, but they unscrewed straight off. Same with the two nuts. So all I've got to do now is pop this cylinder off. So there's nothing that holds these on. So all it is there's just like these little rubber seals. So they just pop off. That goes in the bin. We clean that, put it back together.
Yeah, job is a good one. Graham over there cleaning up the brake master cylinder, which is we already have a little bit of an issue because we got the wrong one. But in the meantime, I'm gonna take off the brake pipes, brake disc, brake pads, everything else is gonna be changed. So this is what we need to unzip gently with the 13 mil. Luckily, all the bolts and nuts seems to be quite loose.
Quite nice, actually.
It's not too bad, is it, compared to a 40-year-old car?
No. I'd have thought we'd have had to at least put some heat on some of these bolts, but they're coming off relatively easy. And
the reason we're doing this video this way at my place, because we want to prove it to you. Last time we fixed the van in Graham's workshop, you know, THEOC 4x4. And it's very easy. You say, you know, we got the ramps, we got all the kit in there. You know, you probably got about £20,000 worth of professional toolkit in there, which is at the moment, in here we haven't.
No.
We're going rogue, yeah? So it's nothing to do with a proper workshop environment. That's why the car is lifted over jack stands and...
Yeah, a couple of jacks, and we're on some possibly hardish floor. That's about all we've got.
So if we can do it, you can do it home as well. And you can be happy as him.
Nobody could be as happy as me.
So what you see in this old car, they still have brake wear connections on it. I mean, it's broken. This wire is broken. For a 1983 car, brake wear, 41-year-old is not bad for a Ford, is it? Well, me doing the right-hand side, Graham is the other side. Taking both the brakes off, brake calipers. Everything seems to be really nicely coming off so far, touch wood. So there's a little retainer in here. Need to take this one off. Then the actual caliper come off. Actually, good job with changing the brakes as well, because they are falling apart. Push this one back, because we lack of tools. Just use a hammer. The fluid is coming out and it looks all right in here. Only the brake master cylinder had really manky oil. So this seems to be okay-ish. How Graham doing in this side?
Yeah, so I've got this nut off here, which was a bit harder work just because of all the dirt and stuff behind the thread.
Right.
But other than that, it's come out all right. So what we've got to do now is take the caliper off.
And because Graham is here on holiday for this couple of days, just show you the sky. It's going to be raining in a minute.
Come to a hot country and get rain.
After all the smoothness, what's happening?
Right, so it's quite common for these to round off, especially if you haven't got the correct tools.
That's their excuse now, yeah?
Yeah, normally you use an impact driver. It's like a screwdriver with a spring inside, so as you hit it, it shocks the bolt to turn.
Unfortunately, I haven't got that.
Haven't got it, so I tried just putting a socket on there and tried getting it off, but all it's done is rounded it off. So the next thing to do is to drill it out, but we haven't got a drill and drill bits.
Not here.
No. So the next thing after that is use a punch or a chisel to hit it, but obviously we haven't got one of those either.
It's somewhere packed up. I don't know where it is because the workshop is not done yet.
Yeah, so on the hunt I found a screw. So I'm just going to use this as a punch and just try and hopefully knock it round. May work, may not. Well, I think it's not really working, but I'm just gnawing at it.
Yes, that's off.
I just had to keep going with me makeshift drift until I took the head off it, give it a knock from the back, and then just pull it off.
Just butchered it, basically.
Pretty much. the joys of working.
That's the only time you will see him smiling. Come on, look here to the camera. Yes, he's butchered something. He's happy as Larry.
Yeah.
I need to get my side off now. So on my side, I have to do exactly the same thing. I tried it with the small bit, hammer it in, but then I realized that I got a drill. Graham sharpened my drill bit and I can drill it out, so I'm not suffering like he did. So basically the same thing happened with you as well when you're fixing a car, you know, when you, like Graham, doing this side right now. So it could be bolts, something snapping, you know, some pipes. You just have to do some sort of a makeshift stuff and get on with it, isn't it, Graham?
Yeah, sometimes it's not as easy as it people think.
No, it's not. No, it's not. But after all, we started with it's going to be an easy job. There are some bite backs coming now. He's back to his normal self. He hit his head on the sump. That's happy Graham back.
Yes, very happy Graham.
We start cleaning the caliper carrier with the wire brush, then put everything back together. Graham doing the left hand side of the car, I doing the right hand side of the car. We working it as pairs. Then the caliper was back on.
Right, whilst Boris is still messing around with putting his side together, I've done the mass cylinder, I've done the other side of the brakes, which he was meant to do. Whilst we're still messing around waiting for him, I'll do the oil change. In its low mileage state, somebody's rounded the end off. So what they've done is they've welded a nut to the original bung. Ah, oh, that'd be Ed. Oh.
You hit your head?
Yeah. So the oil filter is tucked down there. I don't know whether you can see it. Maybe. You'd be able to see it if the car was clean. But it's just in there. It's tight as a tiger. So we're going to find some tools.
So luckily Graham managed to find the oil filter, take the old one off, put the new one back on, tighten it up, then put some fresh 1040 oil in there. Then he checked the level with the dipstick.
This is how bad it's come. I am now doing Boris's job. He couldn't get the brake light on. So guess what? Graham's got to do it.
So after we had a bit of a rain, bit of a beer, bit of
food.
yes, bit of a fix in the front, bit of a faff,
Yeah.
and now we're coming to the back.
Yeah, so now I've just got to strip these hubs off, give it a clean, replace the cylinders and shoes.
Looking at the back of the car, and for a start, the shocks seen better days, but also the coil spring is snapped. You reckon it's snapped because it stood for so long, or
30,000 miles of careful driving.
one careful owner,
One careful owner,
non-smoker,
never raced or rallied.
a doctor or somebody,
I think so.
yeah, or a nurse. By the way, it's no offense, guys, you know, it's just a bit of a joke, but you know, that's what you normally get when you see cars advertised. So
Oh, nice. That's what's left of the brake lining.
yes, because the brake was seized on this side when I bought the car, and I sprayed and sprayed and sprayed because I couldn't really move.
Look at
The
all the
car.
fur in there.
Very nice.
Nice.
Yeah, you reckon this one had it?
I reckon I've got the dirty side.
Are you?
Yeah.
In this case, when they are in this state, buddy, what's the best thing to do, really?
Replaced a lot.
Drums.
The drums will be all right. They've got quite a lip on them,
Is it?
to be fair.
I
For
got,
something low mileage, I'd expect that there wouldn't be really a lip on it.
but
you can
that
see how much-
50,000 could be 150,000 kilometers, is it, bud?
Yeah, I think that's more the case.
So 150,000 is about 90,000 miles.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'd probably said that's more the case, especially like that's how thick the lining should be, and then that's how much it's worn. See, this one here doesn't look like it's had any grease on it for a while.
So better maybe to replace it as well. But whatever happens, is nothing gonna happen today because it's a bank holiday. So that's why we're doing it today. So stripping the other side and see what else we need. After all we said everything is coming apart easy, the rear brake gave us a really good fight. In the end I was too scared to rip everything off, so I asked Graham, I said what's the best thing to do? He just said rip everything off, taking the brake cylinder off, clean it with the wire brush, bit of brake cleaner, then I put the new cylinder back on, new shoes, new springs, and the rear brake is back together. We put the brakes back together now, and Graham is beside me just giving me some pointers for the next time when he's not going to be able to come in and help me, because otherwise I wouldn't know for the next time what to look out for. So Graham, what's next?
Right, so the next bit before we put the drum on, so we got to put the slack adjuster back to 0.
Just to point out, this is the slack adjuster.
Yeah, so there's two types of slack adjuster, especially on cars. You've got this type, which is like a ratchet style gear,
Yeah.
or you'll find one that's got like a worm drive, so it's 2 threads with a like a star gear on it,
Right.
and then you wind that up, and that opens and closes the shoes.
And also we got this type.
But we've got this type. Fords are really good with these slack adjusters. You don't have to adjust the shoes. All you've got to do is put them back to 0, which is basically knock this pin.
Just try to show you this,
I don't know
guys.
whether you see this. So this is a gear that's solid. Can we see that? So that's the
Yes.
solid one, and then this one moves. So as the brakes open up, this here cranks round and opens the shoes up.
Right.
But because you're on a set of teeth, them teeth can't go backwards.
Okay.
So they can only move in one way.
Right. So next thing to do.
So we'll knock the slack adjuster back, and then we'll zip the drum on and adjust the wheel bearings. See the shoe drop back?
Yes. And keep dropping back.
So that's it now, it hasn't moved any further. So now
Excellent.
we just make sure they're all squeezed up tight.
Right. So that's all nice and tight now.
Yeah.
And the next thing.
So the drum. So taking the old bearing races out of the old drum, and we'll use those to fit the new races into the new drums.
So the bearing is greased up now. This is the retainer for the outside. This is what they call it as the outside bearing.
Yeah, so this is the outer bearing.
So that one slides in.
And then we have...
This is still, we got the old bits in here.
Yeah. So this is the washer. The one thing you have got to check. See, there's a little tit here, and that's got to go into there.
Yeah, so that slides over that groove.
Yeah, so the reason for this, the groove, is so when the wheel's spinning, that nut can't come loose.
Right. So otherwise, if you do it in the wrong way...
Not that you can, so if you, it's not that you can ever put that in the wrong way, because it'll only go one way, but say you lose the washer, and you think, oh, I'll just chuck a washer on it.
You can't, because it's a reason why is that groove in there.
Yeah.
So when you're putting this nut on, how'd you tighten it?
Probably about a million different ways of doing this.
Okay.
But the outcome is still pretty much the same.
Right.
So I'll tighten it up so it's a fair tightness. Give it a spin. Crack it up a little bit more. Give it another spin. Undo it. Back till we got some play. And as you see, basically all I'm doing is getting to, so that's where it's now stopped.
Yeah.
So we've got no free play in there.
Yeah.
And I'll just give it a little.
Just like a nudge, like what,
Yeah.
10 degree or something?
Yeah, it is just pretty much just a kiss round. 1,000 or so miles, you probably just want to adjust it because all the bearings have really kind of got themselves into they've bed themselves in, but initially that's it.
So the brakes is done apart from the master cylinder?
No, it's still got to do, you've just got to do this piece now, replace this brake hose.
Yeah, we're talking about this brake hose in here, which is, I managed to find something else to replace this one. Because where I get the parts from, they just don't have it, so they just had something similar. Couldn't get the brakes, so we made a brave decision, try to reuse master cylinder. So just to check if the brakes actually work or not. Graham is just pressing the pedals because he filled up the bottle. Everything has been hand tied in here for now, till some oil start coming out from the pipes. And then we're gonna go to far corner. We don't have any brake bleeder kit in here, so we just do it old school way. Just keep pumping, buddy.
Yeah, just keep going.
Feels like it's just jumping down when I press it. Because we don't have a brake bleeder kit, I got a full one here at the moment.
Yeah.
And I think Graham is enjoying your holiday so far.
Oh, fucking stuff.
Does it taste bad? No? That's the old brake pipe actually, because this is what's happening. So just to let you know.
I've got rid of the airlock.
Oh, I'm gonna be sick.
Oh, that's horrible. Oh, I need a drink.
I'll get you one. You want a beer? What, all the way?
Oh yeah. I wasn't quite expecting it just yet.
What, to come in your mouth?
Oh. Yeah. Sure, worse things been in my mouth.
Oh, I don't want to know. I don't want to know, mate.
Right.
So what have you done?
Right, basically, because the cylinder's dry, them cylinders won't suck air. Or it sucks air, but it won't suck any fluid. So I took the cylinder off and I tried blowing through the cylinder.
Yeah.
And it just wouldn't have it. So what I've done is taken the old brake line that we had here, stuck that on the outlet.
Okay. So that, oh yeah.
Yeah, so I stuck that on the outlet, and then suck on this. So basically, you're causing a vacuum, so that fluid has to draw through. But I was hoping that I was going to stop before I got to the fluid bit.
So if any of you interested these sorts of fixing with
great.
Graham, it's THEOC 4x4 Chicksbury.
Yeah, Graham's a real good sucker.
In neutral, just in case I press the clutch in. Can you put the battery on, please? Yep, battery's on. I got the lights on. There she goes. All the lights is on. And here we go. Spark plugs. I know, because yesterday when we moved the car outside, she was playing up a little bit. Obviously, since the barn find, the car has not been started till yesterday. 1.3, normal carved engine. She sounds alright. Till that point. Till the point.
Till the point the belt squeaks.
So the belt just starts slipping. Probably some oil went on it from all the messing around we've been doing. Seems to be everything we're doing, we're just jinxing it. When we need tools, we don't need the tools anymore. But let me show you around the back of the car. New oil in there. And just look at the state of the car. So I know we've done a little bit of walk around beginning of this video, but she runs lovely. At least he's smiling.
Yeah.
Sun's
out. Sun's out, it's not raining.
And he just had a big suck on that pipe, so since that he's been gagging up, he seems to be a happy chappy.
That's what I've been waiting for all my life. Good suck. We've entered the sauna.
We're just gonna go for a first drive, and Graham is enjoying the 26, 27 degrees.
Yeah.
All the way from Chicksbury.
Yeah. It's nice. The weather's nice, but not saying the car it isn't, because the aircon's not working at the minute.
It is. The windows is down.
Yeah. Don't be silly. But we ain't moving.
We're gonna move now. So I'm handing over the camera to Graham now. So we're gonna go for a first ever drive. I'm gonna put the shades on because it's sunny.
Running on kangaroo juice at the minute.
Yeah, I just put some 100 octane in there. Come on, so what you think of the first drive, buddy?
It's quite nice, isn't it? Not loud. Thought the exhaust was blowing earlier. Sorry, Boris wants to be in the footage.
Yeah, for a change, because normally I'm recording stuff. I'm the one-man cameraman. And now Graham have to do the work.
He doesn't like not having the camera on him.
Exactly. Because you had the camera on you
Mr. Important.
I'm not, but I had the camera on you for 2 days because everybody thinks it's your channel now because you're appearing more on this channel than I do.
Well, that's because I know what I'm doing.
Well, kind of.
Brakes feel good?
Didn't touch it. Brakes is overrated, mate. It's overrated.
Don't touch the brake.
I wouldn't want to worry about the brakes because we're running on 35, maybe 40-year-old tires on the front.
They're still good. They were pumped up.
Yeah, they pumped up. The rear we have to change because they've just been completely rotted out. But now, well, this is actually a first drive, so hang on, try brakes. Brakes. The pedal is there.
Once you get some confidence, we'll be doing handbrake turns and...
The thing is, guys, we still not washed the car because this is the actual true first drive of the car since it's been barn find, and huge thank you for Graham. Actually, this is happening because she is running now. She is absolutely running now, so it's brilliant.
Boris flew me all the way from Blighty, all expenses paid. And if you believe that, you believe anything.
I paid everything. Problem is, wherever Graham goes, it's a black cloud following him. So by the time you're going to watch this video, it's going to be raining in Blighty.
Can I ask one thing?
Yeah?
Can we take this to the airport instead of the van? It's more comfortable.
Oh, don't be like that. don't be like that.
The suspension's nice.
What do you mean? Because the van is been lowered?
Yeah, we haven't got to slow down for every little pothole. Well, it's not even a pothole. There might be a stone on the floor we've got to slow down for.
I think you just overtired.
We'll have a little sing-song. She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming round the mountain, coming round the mountain, coming round the mountain when she comes.
So after this first test drive, the car feels amazing, really, and drives really well compared to it's not been driven for, well, since 1993, which is a long time.
Yeah.
31 years ago. And I just want to say huge thank you for Graham to actually fly over to Hungary and fixing this car with me, because the car is found in Budapest and is parked up in my yard since, well, beginning of the year. THEOC 4x4. And please, guys, follow him up because you're on Facebook,
Instagram.
all this social media stuff, and you even got your own YouTube channel.
Yeah, that I don't use. I'm on yours instead.
It's easier because I do all the work, I understand, he do the work, he's understand.
Yeah.
So it works out really well. So guys, if you're new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and follow us up because we're coming up with new projects, and this project is not finished yet. So this is part 1 for the Ford Escort. More projects coming up, so stick with us and see you at the next time. Bye.
Yeah.